Hi, I'm Melanie Barr. Welcome to the She Built It Experience with Melanie. You're here because you want to experience the life and business that you crave. Join me as I talk to women who have successfully built it, a career and business that they love. We dive into the topic of how they built it and talk about everything from having the courage to make career leaps to the details of how to lead effectively, create successful teams, implement strategies for growth, and infuse tech innovation. Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. So let's dive in. Kelli Jones Esquire is the founder of Kelli Jones Law. She works to counsel entrepreneurs, small business owners, and online coaches through the process of legally protecting their business, mainly through federal trademark registration, contracts, and other business strategies. Thank you for joining us, Kelli. Have you always wanted to be a lawyer? And share with us the pivotal moment when you decided to launch your business and what gave you the courage to do it.
I didn't know that I always wanted to be a lawyer. In 2020, as I was working at a private firm, ahead of COVID, courts were closed. So obviously we were not going to court every day. That's when I decided to open my own firm. So it's been a little over 2 years now.
If someone is considering getting a trademark, or if they already have one, what are the questions you should ask yourself if someone doesn't have a trademark? And how do you suggest we protect our brands if we do have one?
The first thing I usually ask people is, do you have anything that's in your business that you want to use for the foreseeable future? Your business name, maybe it's, a podcast name, a course name, tagline or slogan or logo that you use, something that you see lasting in your business for at least the next couple of years. If you say yes, would you be upset if someone else had either the same exact name or something very similar within a similar industry? If someone was a copycat brand, even if they didn't know they were doing that. And if so, then you should definitely think about getting a trademark, because the benefit of it is protecting yourself from those copycat people. Even if they're not intending anything malicious from it, it's still your brand at the end of the day. And the point of the trademark is so your brand stands out and people don't confuse your brand with someone else.
And I've had that happen to me. She Built It is trademarked. Someone started a She Built It podcast, and I thought, okay, this is too close, because there's She Built It and Built by She that are close. It's interesting because there's also some She Built It design or She Built It home design, which I don't necessarily think those could be confused. She Built It's about empowering women. It's different if you're building a house, because that's not what we do. But how do you suggest that we protect ourselves when those things happen?
Yes, the first thing is look at, is there really a possibility of confusion? That's where you look at what you're doing and what they're doing. And that's kind of where it starts, because you can't get a monopoly over just words for absolutely everything, but it's really in connection with what you're doing and anything that a consumer might find it confusing. If you are a personal finance coach and you have something that's the same name as someone else, but they're selling hot sauce, I wouldn't worry about that too much, because very different. If the industries are similar, the names are kind of similar, then you have to look who has a trademark, who was using it first. It all comes back to you don't want the customer to be confused.
And I've had that happen to me too before. Someone I met said, "Didn't I meet you at a conference in Canada?" And I thought, I know exactly who you're talking about, because our brand names aren't the same, but they're very similar.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when you have those points of confusion.
Yeah, definitely.
Share with us some of the legal ABCs of an online business. What are some of the important things we should know?
Yes. Usually there's a couple of things that I focus on, and that's thinking about what type of business entity you want, whether it's an LLC or a corporation. That, along with contracts and trademarks, every business is different. Someone who is taking clients on one-on-one, maybe their first thing is a client contract, whereas someone else who is in the financial industry, it's still online, but they're talking about investing. You might want to make sure you have your LLC as soon as you start. Those are the three main things that I say to look at. And then, of course, depending on what exactly your type of business is, may depend on which one is more of a priority first.
We have all seen the content copycats on Instagram. We were just talking about that. How do you recommend we protect ourselves from copycats?
Yes, there's two things really. One are fake accounts. They basically take everything of yours and have a username that's very similar and they're trying to copy everything you do, maybe to like try to get you to buy crypto or something like that. Those people, I would report them, of course, but then also you can file the copyright infringement reports through Instagram and Facebook. It's a one-page report, potentially saying that they're infringing on your content. Any content that you put out on your own Instagram, as long as you were the one that created it, then you own it. So you can potentially try to get it taken down that way. The other side is the people that will screenshot your carousel posts or download your TikTok and then repost it as a reel on their account. You can do the same thing with that copyright report because there's so many layers to it. But one is, you're the creator, so you hold the copyright to it. So essentially you own it. It's your right to choose who you want to be able to use that content. Another thing sometimes people don't think about is when it comes to reels, people are then monetizing that content. So while yes, we all want to say support everyone, community over competition is great, but you don't want to be doing all this hard work to make TikToks or reels and have other people putting it on these accounts and not only getting more of an audience and more money through whatever services they make, but also reels bonuses for the content that you created and sometimes have paid other people like a social media manager. So filing those reports, there's nothing wrong with, wanting to take ownership of your content.
There is still a business behind it. You also support entrepreneurs in creating a passive stream of income as a multi-passionate. What are your suggestions for adding additional income?
One thing that I recommend business owners to do is create some type of digital product. For me, those are my contract templates. Templates are a way for me to package like my expertise in a way that makes it more affordable for entrepreneurs. And now they can purchase it over and over again without me having to invest more time or money into creating things. So this is a great way for entrepreneurs to make another stream of money, and it doesn't have to be templates. It could be a course or an ebook or email challenge or something like that. There's something really for every type of business owner. That doesn't have to mean adding more time on your schedule or more work and stress in your life.
So true and really good advice. Can you tell us about your contract templates?
I have contract templates that are mostly for online business owners, course creators, coaches, service providers. The way that I break down contracts is that there's 4 types of contracts. So I have contracts in each of those 4 types. One is client contracts. This could be a one-on-one agreement. It could be a membership, terms and conditions, digital product terms and conditions, for your course page, for someone to check the little box that they agree to these terms before they purchase them, even though they probably don't read them. And then we have hiring contracts, whether it's an employee or a contractor, and then collab contracts if you're having affiliates or if you're hiring a guest speaker to speak to your group, and then website contracts. Your privacy policy is required by law, goes on the bottom of your website. So those are the main ones that you'll need either as you start your business or as you continue to grow and scale it.
That's great for people just starting out because we all need those agreements, and having to try to tailor them for each situation can be really time consuming. So having one that's mostly tailored, I'm sure is really helpful.
Yes, definitely. I try to think of all of the what if scenarios, what if could go wrong, and that's what goes into your contract.
Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. What is one way that you make sure to find and live your joy each day?
Focusing on things that I like doing, whether that is playing with my dog or social media. So like content creation for me is something that I actually enjoy.
It's so interesting because I like the social media part too. I don't necessarily want to do it full time, but it's fun and it's creative. It gets you out of your daily routine.
Exactly. It's like my creative outlet, especially when the legals can be so boring. It's my non-boring thing.
Yeah, your creative side, which is so fun.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you for joining us today, Kelli. Can you tell everyone how they can find you?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at lawyer Kelli with an I _, or TikTok, or my websites, Kelli Jones Law or Lawyer Kelli.
Thank you for joining us today. I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me at hello@shebuiltit.com, on our She Built It website, or at She Built It on social. Thank you to my editor, Rich Streffolino, who always makes us sound good. Until next time, let nothing stop you from experiencing the life and business that you crave.